हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू टॉपिक ऑफ द डे। आज हम बात करेंगे अबाउट द वर्ल्ड इनइक्वालिटी रिपोर्ट ऑफ 2022। नाउ रिसेंटली दिस वाज इन न्यूज़ as the World Inequality Report of 2022 was released by Paris-based World Inequality Lab, which is a global research initiative. Let's discuss some global specific highlights of the report. The first one is about the wealth distribution. The report says that poorest half of the global population barely owns any wealth, possessing just 2% of the total, whereas the richest 10% of the global population own 76% of the wealth. Secondly, the MENA region, that is the Middle East and North African regions, are the most unequal regions in the world, whereas Europe has the lowest inequality levels. Now, if we talk about the gender inequality, women's share of the total income from work was about 30% in 1990, and there is just a slight increase, that is less than 35% now. Also, there is a drop in the global income. In 2020, half of the dip is in rich countries and the rest in the low income and emerging countries. And the reason being due to the impact of South and Southeast Asia, and more precisely India, because these regions have heavy low population income. And lastly, the rise has not been uniform. Certain countries have experienced spectacular increase in inequality, including United States, Russia, and India. Now let's consider India's specific key highlights. If we talk about the wealth distribution, India stands out as a poor and a very unequal country. It can be seen from the fact that the top 1% of the population holds more than one-fifth of the total national income in 2021, and the bottom half is just 13%. So that is a huge inequality ratio. And the economic reforms and liberalization adopted by India have mostly benefited the top 1% only. If we talk about the gender inequality, women's share of the total incomes from work was about 30% in 1990 and is less than 35% now. So that comes out to be same as the global specific women income. The female labor income share is equal to 18%, which is one of the lowest in the world, but slightly higher than the Middle East region where it is 15%. Let's talk briefly about the causes of inequality. First one is unemployment and the low productivity of laborers. Then the economic reforms and liberalization of 1991 benefited only the top 1% of the population. Also, the high tax rates encourage evasion and avoidance of the taxes and give birth to a parallel economy. Then we have to consider inflation. Also, COVID-19 pandemic in the past 2 years have caused a major hit to the economy. Let's see some of the possible suggestions to check this inequality. First is putting a modest progressive wealth tax on multi-millionaires. Then investment in various sectors like education, health, and ecological transition will be quite helpful. And lastly, opting for self-employment projects. The first multidimensional poverty index was prepared by Niti Aayog, which said that 1 in every 4 people in India were multidimensionally poor. Now, the multidimensional poverty is checked on the basis of certain parameters. Bihar has the highest proportion of people, that is 51.91% of the state's population, who are multidimensionally poor, followed by Jharkhand at 42.16% and Uttar Pradesh at 37.79%. You can read the findings and the key parameters of this topic in detail on our website. Now let's take up a practice question on this topic. Consider the following statements with respect to the World Inequality Report of 2022. First, Asia is the most unequal region in the world, whereas Europe has the lowest inequality levels as per the World Inequality Report 2022. Second, Bihar has the highest proportion of multidimensionally poor people as per the National Multidimensional Poverty Index. Third, National Multidimensional Poverty Index is released by the Niti Aayog. You have to choose the correct statements. You can write your answers in the comments section. So the correct answer is B. That is, only second and third statements are correct. Statement 1 is not correct as the Middle East and the North African region are the most unequal in the world, whereas Europe has the lowest inequality levels. So this was all for today. Topic of the day is our endeavor to bring to you latest topics and current events. Also, you can have an in-depth analysis of the daily current affairs on our website. For regular updates, you can follow us on our social media handles. The links are provided in the description below. And for more such videos, do stay tuned to the next IAS YouTube channel.